What I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to do a video and then I'm going to upload it because sometimes I get, whenever I do lives, these things get tough. And yeah, so what's been going on this week? I have had, it was a low key week. I was able to book two pop up weddings. And I think I told you guys last week that because I got those pop up weddings last week. They just happened on Tuesday. Had a new client that I actually did do a consultation with, and they paid half the deposit. One, they did not pay half the deposit, and I made the decision that I'm going to continue to move forward. And if someone books that day or whatever, then I'm just going to let that be that. Or maybe if she, comes back and says something, I'll just decline it because, obviously they know the process. And I reached out to them a couple times, also made a call. They answered via text, but did not via call. So there's nothing I can do about that. And time waits for no man. So hit my 13th wedding or ceremony, if you will. And that was cool. That was fun. Got a raring review on Google and on Thumbtack. So amazing. Both were 5 stars. Same person. And I'm trying to get my Google up to see if I can put myself or be put in the algorithm, because I don't really understand, like, when I listen to some of my other peers, they're saying they're getting business just from people, calling from Google and, getting access to the website or whatever. And I haven't been that lucky, it seems. So, I'm just kind of scratching my head trying to figure out what things I can do to really push that. But, at this point, I'm doing okay. I wish I could do better when it comes to general notary work, weddings, I've had some pretty successful months. I downloaded QuickBooks and I got an opportunity to see what my real information is and my, to kind of see where I stand in terms of the amount of money that I make. I definitely I needed to put that in perspective because I do spend, I spent quite a bit the last few months when it came to like uniforms and clothes that I wear for the ceremonies. I did have to invest a little bit. So, that kind of helps out in the long run. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been tough. I actually looked at the numbers and I saw, and this was something that was very concerning to me. In the 3 months that I have used Thumbtack, I have spent over $1,000 in Thumbtack. Now, I've made more than that. I've spent quite a bit of money when it comes to Thumbtack, over $1,000, and trust me, I've made more than that. But the frustrating part about it is, I didn't realize how much money I've really spent to play. You know what I'm saying? So I need to bring that operating cost down significantly. Even if that means that I can't advertise as much as I normally do. And, that may take a hit in terms of exposure aspects as well. But QuickBooks was a godsend. I was on the phone with Diana yesterday, and I just was talking about how I need to get my numbers and things in order, and how I kind of am all over the place when it comes to that. And she recommended it. It was something that she used, and I just needed it as a, point of reference in terms of, money coming in, money coming out kind of thing. I do need to tweak a little bit because sometimes I've made transfers from my personal account over to my business, and it counts as a negative, not as income. And I need to figure that part of it out. But, I'm still doing, good nonetheless. I just need to gain more perspective when it comes to Thumbtack, and a little bit will go a long way. I don't need to invest the amount of money, and I'm also going to be transitioning to where I'm not as available as I am during the week than I am on the weekend. So it's going to become a little bit more part-time than what it is so far. You know, I would say right now, it's partly full-time. This stitching is going to be hellified, so stay with me on this one. This video is not going to be too much longer, by the way. But I do need to get a hold on the spending that I have with Thumbtack, and I'm going to take, you know, I'm going to be transitioning to a point where I won't have, you know, weekdays off as often, you know, to do the weddings. Just more or less because, you know, I mean, the end of the year is starting to come, and I don't have the PTO necessary to be able to support it. And, you know, that's quite all right. I'll have one day a week off, you know, as the rest of the year kind of goes. But, yeah. But other than that, everything else has been okay. Still open for business in terms of gaining more weddings. I want to book the rest of the year, if I can, on the weekends that I'm off. And here we go. So, but yeah, you can't be spending that much money in Thumbtack. I mean, I've made a lot, but I don't want to spend that amount of money. I really don't. And I have to rein that in. But I am having, yeah, I'm at work. So other than that, everything has been good. I am just ecstatic about all of the progress of what was going on. And I'm just really happy that I found my niche. I keep saying that. I say that often because it's just like, wow, Reggie, you've lived 42 years in this world, and damn, man, you just not figuring that shit out, you know? So there's a little bit of like a crisis, like a identity crisis that's happening, because for so long I was under the impression that the happiness came from the jobs that I was in, and that it was something that, you know, as long as I'm doing well, that will sustain and keep me happy and keep me, you know, wanting to continue. But it doesn't always work out that way. So that's why, you know, during the pandemic, when we had a lot of downtime going on, a lot of people were finding things that they were passionate about that they didn't know, because they had the time to be able to do it. So, you know, this was something that came completely from a friend of mine suggesting it and knowing my personality, and, you know, it turned into what it is. And I know I'm still early into this. I mean, at this point, it's 3 months in. I'm not dismissing the success that I've gotten so far, but I do understand that there's more for me to learn. So all in all, I'm grateful for all that I've gotten done and have been able to complete. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do what I'm doing. And I just hope that that is out there in the ether, and that, you know, I'll get continued business in a time frame of, you know, the times I'm able to do it. But I also have to learn to pace myself as well. So with that being said, guys, I will talk to y'all later. I hope all is well. Thank you for everything, and I'll check in with you here in a moment. Bye.